Another week. We're rounding the end. Let's go ahead and jump on the scales and see how you guys did last week after your call with the All-Stars, which was freaking amazing. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump on the scale.
Some say 139.2. 139. Okay, star 130 point.
Heather Ann 171.0.
147.4.
226.2.
It was like 5 a.m. here when I did the swing in, and I'm back down to normal.
Bianca Ibarra 168.8. Trisha 219.8.
All right, we have our standings after 11 weeks. In 12th place, down 10.4 pounds, 4.51%, Trisha. In 11th place, down 11.4 pounds, 6.3%, Adesawa. In 10th place, down 12.3 pounds, 6.77%, Bianca. In 9th place, down 13 pounds, 6.98%, Afia. In 8th place, down 12.2 pounds, 7.27%, Paula. In 7th place, down 13.6 pounds, 7.36%, Heather. In 6th place, down 14.3 pounds, 8.84%, Jennifer. In 5th place, down 22.5 pounds, 9.76%, Miss Catherine. In 4th place, down 14.7 pounds, 10.1%, Mary Star. In 3rd place, top 3, down 32.5 pounds, 11.01%, Jewel. In 2nd place, down 29.4 pounds, 11.5%, Stacy. In 1st place, down 22.4 pounds, 13.86%, Judy. The worst thing about success is a little bit. And we all always have to fight that off because it just is what it is. We all have to keep ourselves in check. There will always be a fluffy girl, and I can only speak for myself. There will always be a fluffy chick inside of here trying to get out. I will never get to a point where I can just let myself go and not be intentional about what I'm doing. Because as soon as that happens, it's so easy to go back. It's so easy to go back. If we talked about habits a couple weeks, well, several weeks back. And one of the things we talked about with habits is it takes how long to develop a good habit? Like weeks, months in some cases. But it takes days to go back to the old habit. It takes way longer to develop. I told you guys about one of my mentors. We all have a habit of what foot we put in our shoes first. Like you either put your left foot in first or your right foot in first. Okay. And it's just a habit. You don't even think about it, right? A habit is something you do without thinking about. And it took her months to get to the point she was trying to train herself from putting her left foot in first to putting her right foot in first. And it took her months to get to the point where she could put her right foot in, then her left foot, and it became a habit. She could do it without thinking about it. For her to go back, it took less than 2 weeks. For her to revert back to the old habit. Isn't that crazy? So I know my old habit of not eating in the morning and eating like, all my calories between 6 and 9, 6 and 10, 6 at midnight, 9 to midnight some days, like all those fluffy girl habits. And we all had the fluffy girl habits. How do we know we all had the fluffy girl habits? Because we was all fluffy girls. That's how we know we had the habits. And so anyway, so I say all that to say there's never a point where you cannot have a goal for your health. There's never a point where you can just take the pedal off the, your foot off the pedal and be like, whatever. Now in the freedom phase, I'm going to teach you how to do it. And I'm going to teach you how you can go on vacations and how you can eat 80-20 and how like we just went on an all-inclusive and I, had French fries and we ordered room service and I had Snickers and I had almond croissants every day and had cocktails and like just had, but then I'm going to teach you how I do that. And I've still maintained my size, right? Since 2015. So that's like 8 years that I've maintained my size, even through a third pregnancy. I'm going to teach you that there is a way to do it. And there's a way not to do it. But my point is, you're never going to get to the point in anything where you can just be like non-intentional. That's a fantasy that 2% of the population wants to sell you, that you can get to a point and just be unintentional. Nope, it's not true. Anything you don't pay attention to will go backwards. You don't pay attention to your bank account, no matter how much you make, there'll be nothing in it. I've done that. Anyway, so tonight, I want to talk to you guys about several different things, but the first thing I want to talk to you about is we're coming into our last week in phase 1. And, what comes natural to us is to get distracted, to get bored, to get tired of the program, to work, because when we're brand new, there's this natural excitement that naturally happens. And when we're naturally excited, think about it. Currently today, right now, do you know more about nutrition? How many of you know more about nutrition than you did 11 weeks ago? Anybody? No more? Okay. How many of you know more about how to get your inner fluffy girl in check now than you did 11 weeks ago? Anybody? But how come sometimes results can start? So we know more, we have more experience, we have more knowledge, but how come we can have less results when we have more experience and more knowledge? Because wouldn't it make sense that the more knowledge we get and the more experience we get, the more results we would get? Wouldn't that make sense? But how come in so many circumstances, when we have more knowledge and more experience, we actually get less results? Can someone explain how that works to me? How do you think that works?
You get comfortable.
We get
Or you get the big head.
Yeah, the worst thing about success is a little bit, I'm looking good. Look at my skinny jeans. Look at me. Yep, we're in new decades, new places. New hands, new butt.
I look good.
All the things. Yep. So get comfortable when we have a little bit of success. Anything else?
I think you get tired of the routine. You're looking for the next new shiny object, And I think sometimes you feel also smarter than the process.
Smarter than the process. Yeah. We want to do it our way. We want to make it our way.
Say the motivation that when you first start, when you're just ready, it dies down, and that's hard. I'm going to give you guys an example that just happened, right? So hold on. If we go back to life and the power of the tongue, right? So motivation, this is something we all have to struggle with, by the way. This is a struggle we will all have on the road to success and then also maintaining success. Just so you know, most people that ever achieve success never hold it. They never hold it. They have moments of success and then they go back down and then they fight for success again and then they go back down. Because it's hard to maintain. It can be, I'm not going to say it's hard. It takes intention to maintain success in any area, because when you're brand new, you have a natural excitement. But when you say,
It's hard to be excited. If my truth is it's hard to be excited, and that's what I believe, how does somebody who believes it's hard to be excited, it's hard to have excitement 11 weeks in, how does that person act? If that's my truth and that's what I believe. And we know what we believe by what we speak. How does somebody who
You believe that you're like it's tedious and tired and boring and you're just going through the motions, and you probably have some resentment towards the process.
Bad attitude towards it.
100%. We have resentment towards the process. We start counting down till when it's
Done.
done. We start not looking forward to the meetings as much. We checking in doesn't become when it doesn't become like, oh, I get to go into my group. It becomes oh my gosh, what if 13 messages? What have they been doing? So it's really looking, but here's what I can tell you. All of us have patterns. And our patterns and our habits lead us to where we're at. And so developing new habits and getting to our goal, one of the things it takes is consistency. It takes consistency. We've got to learn to be consistent. Because what consistency creates is, hold on, am I blurry a little bit? Consistency creates momentum. And momentum is what propels you when things get hard. Obviously, your vision also helps you stay consistent, but consistency, it's making the right, no one gets to where they're at by being good consistently. Our body is a reflection of what we do most of the time, not what we do some of the time. So sometimes I'll hear somebody say, well, Carmen, I was really good except on Sunday. You are a reflection of what you do most of the time, not what you do some of the time. And so consistency is, and consistency is how many days, this is why our tracker is so important. How many days in a row can we check all the boxes? Because every time, I want you to imagine we have a car and the car has broken down on the side of the road and we're going to start pushing the car. Okay, we're going to start pushing the car. And as soon as we get the car, what is the hardest part about pushing the car? It's getting it going from a standstill. Once you get the car rolling, it's way easier to keep pushing it. So I want you to imagine every time the car gets rolling, we slam on, the person steering it slams on the brakes. And everybody comes, goes flying back and then, okay, don't press the brakes. And then you push and you heave and you hoe and you get the car going again. And it starts rolling and we go a couple more feet and the person steering slams on the brakes. So you're getting momentum going in your favor and then you slam on the brakes. You're getting momentum going in your favor and you slam on the brakes. I want you to imagine you're the person pushing the car. How many times are you going to push with the person in the driver's seat slamming on the brakes before you're like, dude, I'm out? How many times? I mean, some of you are going to be like once, twice, some of you more patient ones 4 or 5 times. But after a while of getting the brakes slammed on and having to start and gain that momentum again, you're going to stop. You're going to say, it's not worth it. I'm out of here. But that's what some of y'all are doing. You get going. I got my water. I got my food. I got my workout. Whoop, we got this car moving. And then all of a sudden, slam on the brakes. You're slamming on your own brakes. And then you feel the, because when you mess up on your tracker, doesn't it feel like, I was doing so good. I had 4 days in a row. I had 3 days in a row. Gosh, darn it. So then okay, let's go. You get the car, you do the hardest part, which is getting the thing going again. And then you get to 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. And then here we go, slam on the brakes. Every time you get off track, It is like slamming on the brakes of that vehicle, and it kills your momentum and it causes frustration. And every time we slam on the brakes, we lose enthusiasm, we lose excitement. We lose excitement and we get more frustration every time we slam on the brakes. Every single time. But when you are consistent with the activity, when you're consistent with the activity, and this is where the takeaway comes in. The takeaway is never based on result. It is always based on activity. Why? Because if you do the activity that it takes to be healthy, you're going to be healthy. If you're struggling, it's because you're not doing the activity to be healthy. If you're not losing weight, it means you still got some fluffy activity in there. Does that make sense? And so if you change your habits, you'll change your life. If you change the activity, if you do the right activity, the results will come. But 8 years ago, I thought like a fluffy person. 8 years ago, I was a weight loss failure. 8 years ago, I was in the exact spot that I get frustrated with you guys for being at. I had tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed and lost it and gained it back and did really good throughout the day and then went to McDonald's that night. Did really good and then totally freaking blew it. So what that tells you is there's hope. But at some point, you've got to say enough. We've got to make commitments and follow through on them. We've got to get consistency, because being good for 4 days and then bad for 2, being good for 5 days and bad for 3, being on track for 7 days and then off for 2, you're never going to build consistency. So do you guys remember on day 1 when you guys made a declaration? Everyone remember that? Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through with you guys really quickly. We're going to start with you, Adessawa. And it doesn't need to be long. It just needs to be to the point. Like 20, 30 seconds. What is your declaration for this last week?
Well, Carmen, are you ready? Okay. Well,
Yes.
Carmen, I am like super excited to be closing the chapter on the first part of season 7. And I am really looking forward to conquering my mindset challenges this week and really continuing on this new habit of journaling that I developed last week. I'm also super excited to like master and show y'all my tracker every single day and just brag about all of the wonderful food that I have prepared for myself this week as I travel. It's going to be a wonderful week. Best of luck to all of you. Judy, we're taking you down.
I will finish off strong with Miss Autumn as my fitness coach. She has definitely motivated me not just to do the modifications. Yes, I will finish my water by 7:30 or 19:30 military time. I will do a little bit of extra, whether it's walking, stretching, or doing like a dance cardio workout like I have been doing, but being excited about it the whole time, shaking my belly. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing. Yeah, I'm gonna finish off Mama Strong.
All right, I'm so excited. I'm this close getting to my goal. I'm getting there and it's feeling good. So I'm excited, motivated, gonna keep on with my water and pack my lunch. And in Jerry's words, you better pack your lunch if you're gonna try to catch me.
I am excited to finish off this first session, and I'm going to finish off strong. I'm not going to let anything enter my mouth that is not on my plan. I'm going to do my workouts and finish them strong. And yeah, I'm gonna rock this thing. I'm gonna finish strong.
I am so excited.
And I just want you guys to know that by September 1st of this year, I'm going to weigh 130 pounds.
Okay, you guys, I'm so excited. We're in the last week of phase 1. Like, we're actually doing this. And I am so flipping excited to tell you guys that I'm going to be working out at 7 a.m. And then I'm going to show up with a sweaty selfie on Marco right after and just let you guys know how it went. So super excited. We're going to have positive vibes only. Words have power. We're going to remember that. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how it rubs off on my family. And we're just going to finish this week strong. Love you guys. Yay!
Okay, I'm coming for you, Catherine. I'm coming for you, Stacey. I know how much weight I have to lose to beat you guys finishing strong in this competition. So I'm going to stay with my carb cycling, going to finish peak week, an 80-day obsession, and I'm going to add a walking so that I'm hitting 400 to 500 calories burned every day and an extra 50 ounces of water.
Mary Star just threw down the gauntlet, man. Awesome job.
There's already an 11 on that date. Can you see it?
Yeah.
That's not even a declaration. It's already done. Day 11. All of these things.
Good job. That's awesome.
And I'm excited about it.
Amen, sister.
Okay, I am really excited about finishing my workout that I've been doing for 18 weeks tomorrow morning, and then backing it up with my first day in 30-day breakaway so that I can finish this week really strong and bust through the finish line.
All righty, I am declaring that in the next, I have 8 pounds left to go to get to my goal. And I am declaring that I am going to get to my goal, and I am going to shape and chisel my body over these next 8 pounds and build muscle and get shape back to my body. So I'm excited about continuing Lift More, and I'm excited about crushing my goal.
Hey, I am so excited to finish this week. I started a couple of days ago already, and I can't tell you how good it feels. I'm going to be working out between 7 and 8. And if for some unforeseen circumstance, I will be done with my workout before 10. All my food in between 7 and 8. And I will be in bed by 10 unless there's a baseball game that I'm attending that runs late, but, and no electronics after 10 p.m. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm also finishing 80-day obsession with Mary Star this week, and it feels so good to finish a program. So I am super excited to see how all these changes work for me this week and to see if I can get a bigger number on the scale for Monday's weigh-in.
Woo! Yes! I love the excitement. I love the enthusiasm. And as you are heading into this last week, excitement, don't allow your excitement to fade. Make it intentional. Every single morning, waking up, finding what you can be excited about, because in the midst of every circumstance, things could always be worse, and there's always something to be excited about. And this week, I want you to try to pinpoint the things in your life that rob your excitement, the things that steal your excitement. We all have excitement and enthusiasm stealers inside of our life. So it's recognizing, are there people, places, or things or circumstances that are robbing our excitement? Recognize those. And let's talk about what to do with them later. But at the end of the day, listen, this is not the time to sit back. This is not the time to shrink back. This is the time to dig in. This is the time to lean in. This is the time to get excited that we have this 12th week together and that we have the opportunity to give it our best and leave everything on the table. That when next week rolls around, you're not going to look back and say, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. You're going to look back and say, I freaking did. I did. And I was excited about it.